At 82 years old, I've learned many lessons about life, but there's one choice I wish I could take back every single day: moving into a nursing home. At the time, it sounded like the smart decision. My family encouraged it. They told me I'd be safer, more comfortable, and well taken care of. They said I wouldn't have to worry anymore. I believed them, but what I discovered after walking through those doors was nothing like what I had imagined. If you're watching this, you might be considering a nursing home for yourself or for someone you love. Maybe people around you are saying it's the safest option. Maybe they say it will make life easier. Before you make that decision, I want to share 6 things I desperately wish someone had told me beforehand. Because life in a nursing home isn't just a change of address. It changes who you are. And once you move in, leaving is far harder than anyone admits. Stay with me until the end, because some of these truths may shock you, and this video could save someone from a life-altering mistake. Let's begin. Regret. The biggest shock wasn't the small room or the strict routines. It was realizing I no longer controlled my own life. Before moving in, my days were mine. I decided when to wake up, when to eat, when to rest. I could step outside whenever I wanted, make my own meals, or sit quietly in my favorite chair with a book. Those small freedoms made me feel human. Inside the nursing home, everything runs on someone else's clock. Breakfast is served whether you're hungry or not. Lights go out whether you're tired or not. Want fresh air? You'll need permission and patience. Even choosing what to wear or what to eat slowly stops feeling like a right and starts feeling like a favor. I remember my first morning there. I woke up and instinctively reached for my book, the one I always read at home. But when I looked around, it hit me hard. This wasn't my home. The walls were bare. The furniture wasn't mine. The comfort I'd built over decades was gone. In that moment, I understood something painful. I had handed over control of my life. The hardest part? Once independence is gone, getting it back is nearly impossible. You adjust. You stop questioning. You stop asking. Slowly, you stop being yourself. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself honestly, are you ready to give up the small freedoms that make life feel like yours? Because once they're gone, you'll miss them more than you can imagine. Regret, too. Feeling forgotten. One of the most painful realities of nursing home life is discovering how quickly the outside world moves on without you. When I first arrived, my family promised frequent visits. And at first, they came. My daughter stopped by. My grandchildren visited. For a while, I still felt connected. But over time, visits turned into phone calls. Phone calls turned into short messages. Holidays became excuses. I found myself sitting in common rooms, watching doors that rarely opened for me, surrounded by others doing the same, hoping today might be the day someone remembers. It wasn't that my family stopped caring. Life just got busy. When you're no longer part of daily life, it's easy for people to assume you're fine, that you're being taken care of, that you don't need them as much anymore. But the truth is, loneliness grows quietly. One evening, I held my phone thinking about calling my son. I didn't want to bother him. I didn't want to sound needy. So I put the phone down. And that's when it hit me. This waiting had become my life. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself if you're prepared for the loneliness. Because no matter how much your family loves you, once you're out of sight, it's easier than you think to fade into the background. If this is resonating with you, comment number 2 below so I know you're still with me, and consider subscribing so you don't miss stories like this. Regret. 3. Losing my sense of purpose. I thought moving meant changing where I lived. I didn't realize I was changing why I lived. At home, I had reasons to get up. Small responsibilities. Morning routines. Simple tasks that gave my days meaning. Making coffee. Caring for plants. Keeping my space in order. In the nursing home, those things disappeared. Meals were prepared. Cleaning was handled. At first, it felt like relief. No responsibilities, just rest. But after a few weeks, something felt wrong. The days felt empty, endless, heavy. I saw it in others, too. There was a man named George, 84 years old, a lifelong carpenter. At home, he built things with his hands. Here, there were no tools, no projects, nothing to create. One day he told me, "I feel useless." And I understood exactly what he meant. Without purpose, the mind slows down. The body follows. You stop moving forward and start simply existing. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, what gives your life meaning? Because finding purpose there is far harder than people tell you. Regret 4. Declining health faster than expected. Before moving in, I was doing well for my age. I stayed active. I cooked, I walked, I moved. But inside the nursing home, everything became easier, and that was the problem. Meals were brought to me. Help was always available. Slowly, I stopped doing things for myself. I sat more. I moved less. And before I realized it, my strength was fading. Standing up became harder. Walking felt exhausting. I watched others go through the same thing. People arrived walking on their own and ended up in wheelchairs. The more help we received, the more dependent we became. One woman, Alice, once told me she felt like she aged 10 years in just a few months. Movement isn't just exercise, it's survival. In a place designed for convenience, it's easy to forget that. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself if you'll still fight to stay active when life no longer requires it. If you're still watching, comment number 4 below, and don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom like this. Regret 5. Loss of privacy and dignity. Privacy is something you don't appreciate until it's gone. At home, I could close my door. Be alone. Move at my own pace. In a nursing home, privacy becomes rare. Staff come and go. Doors open without warning. Even personal moments often require assistance. Asking for help with things you've done alone your entire life slowly erodes your dignity. Not everyone gets a private room. Sharing space with strangers can be exhausting. And no matter how much you try, the room never truly feels like yours. When routines are dictated and choices are limited, you start feeling less like a person and more like a patient. Ask yourself, are you ready to give up privacy and control? Because once it's gone, it's incredibly hard to reclaim. Regret 6. Realizing how hard it is to leave. I told myself the move was temporary, that I could leave if I wanted. But the longer I stayed, the harder leaving became. My home sat empty. My family made decisions without me. My strength declined. My confidence faded. Eventually, leaving felt risky, scary, impossible. I met many people who thought the same thing. I'll try it for a while, but for most, there was no going back. Homes were sold, savings disappeared, options vanished. That's the truth no one tells you. Moving in feels reversible. For many, it isn't. If you're still here, comment number 6 below so I know this message reached you. I don't regret growing older, but I regret believing a nursing home was my only option. I expected safety and comfort. Instead, I slowly lost independence, purpose, privacy, and pieces of myself. Nursing homes aren't always bad. Some people truly need them. But before you decide, think carefully about what you're giving up. Life will never be the same once you move in. If I could do it over, I'd fight harder to stay home. Explore other support options. Protect my freedom for as long as possible. If you're facing this decision, ask yourself, is this truly what's best? Or just what seems easiest right now? Thank you for spending this time with Elder Wisdom 911. Share one thing you learned today in the comments. Your voice matters. And if this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue sharing stories that inform and inspire. We'll see you in the next video.